Namaste, Sacred Masters, and welcome to this pick a card session for your shadow work. We have the deck shuffle and 3 random cards from the Dark Mirror Oracle deck placed before you. If you want to purchase this deck, look for the link in the description box below. You can pause the video and take your time to see if any of these cards resonate with you, and then use the time code in order to jump to the card you choose. This is card 1, 2, and 3. Don't forget there are many more pick a card videos to choose from. You can find them in my playlist, Shadow Work Pick a Shadow Card, on my channel's main page, so don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell for more pick a card sessions. After you pick your card, I will explain what each card means in the book. Now, the book's description is poetic and can be confusing sometimes, but for the sake of sharing, I will read it out, then give you my interpretation of it. You will hear my interpretation when I remove my mask and speak with my normal voice. I will also give you a shadow prompt in order to get started on some shadow work based on the card you pick, together with Grabovia codes to help with your shadow work sessions, or sometimes a link to another video relating to the matter. Alright, let's get started. Pick a card and jump to the timestamp. The card that you pick is Colorless Angel, represented by the first quarter moon phase, and is illustrated as a dark horse prancing proudly in the background. He wears a crown of mirth, his face expressionless. Behind him, wings of smoke and bones grow or disappear. The sentence resonating with this card is, apathy is the crowned king of nothingness and the shining queen of whatever. This hints that we can be Siegfried, the dragon-slaying hero, but not when he slays the dragon, nor when he is betrayed and dies, but when he is simply doing nothing. We can be Michael the Archangel while he waits bored and motionless, and St. George surprised in a moment of stillness and nothingness. All the strong rivers can become a swamp when they reach the plains, and the most yummy food can become gummy after a couple of hours unattended on a table. There is a lot of darkness when we make the habit of going gray. We numb our senses with a fog of delays, and then we just get indifferent to the fog herself. I'm here, we whisper. And if by a very tiny chance somebody notices and replies it as, who's there? We become shy and stay silent a little more. You cannot be safe unless you face the dragon. And the dragon hurts. Of course it does. This card talks about something I've mentioned in one of my videos that relates to the law of inspired action. Oftentimes when we want something, we sit and wait for it to happen or manifest instead of taking action for it. When our energies do not change, when we are stagnant, nothing in our life changes and we're doomed to repeat a cycle over and over again. We wonder why our relationships do not grow, why our wealth doesn't build. But if we don't do something different to change things around, we cannot expect to see different results. Your shadow prompt for this card is, what can I do to change things around? What new risk can you take today? What small changes can you make to keep the energy flowing? The universe is like water needing to be in constant motion. When we keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's just swirling around in circles. We must make our energies like the river, flowing into the vast oceans of abundance. So, what can you change today? Use the Grabovia code 9888-772-988, which represents personal development, but also to affect change in your life through growth. If you want to know how to use Grabovia codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste. You chose the card, Is This Me? The card relates to the new moon phase and is illustrated as a dark fantasy female warrior with pale skin and shrouded by a scanty spiked bikini armor. She holds a fang-backed hilted sword against a background of fire and ruin. The sentence that relates to the card is, I cannot recognize myself as I can't remember the road that led me here. How can I see the road ahead? This card is not about an affirmation, but rather a question. Is this me? Can I recognize myself? Maybe yes, maybe no. But for sure, I had lost the road once. The last time I stopped to really think about it, in my heart, I feel maybe like the high school girl that went to the prom. But truly, I am now 45 and I weigh thrice. I feel my true self as the kid that wanted to play soccer with the Real Madrid. All this while punching numbers on an Excel file out in an insurance office. It is not necessarily sometimes negative as a dream lost or corrupted. I could see myself as love is the most important thing in my life. But actually, I have a very well-paid job that makes me travel and I sleep alone in hotel rooms. When did we last look at ourselves in the mirror? Do we like what we are? Make no excuses because the choices of what made us who we are our responsibility. If an old dream is dead, it's time to dream anew. If the dream is alive, it's time to go back to it. We have to contemplate when we get this card is what have we lost in ourselves as life begins to take over, giving us new responsibilities. Do we have to sacrifice something and tuck away a dream? Your shadow prompt for this will be, what dreams did I have as a child I can pursue now? You don't have to give everything up, but if there's a passion you always had since you were young, this shadow prompt should ignite something in you to pursue it. Even if it's simple like cooking or playing an instrument. The important thing is, we have to nurture our shadow child, and by repressing the fire within us, we repress our one true self. If your dreams are one that has to do with wealth, such as becoming the CEO of a company, use 719-7413-1981. Or if you wanted to become famous or something such as a musician or even the most well-known cook, use the Grabovio code 8277247 for the energies of fame. If you want to know how to use Grabovio codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste. You chose Triumph of Lies. This card relates to the moon phase of the waxing gibbous and is illustrated with headless mannequins crowded against each other under a cold neon light. They are dressed in luxury clothes and pricey accessories. Among one has a crown skull floating where her face was supposed to be. The sentence that describes the feeling of the card is, not all that glitters is gold. Emptiness is felt when there is nothing under the dress. So what does this card mean? The Triumph of Lies is about appearance, and appearance is so important in this world. Day by day it seems more important. Can that be a lie too? We seek out to be what the world outside desires and not necessarily society at large. Our families or partners or friends place judgments on what we should be. In the dress we choose, we carve a mask of expectations, behaviors, and values to live by. It offers stability to ourselves and to our relations, as being honest and true to ourselves can be too tiring, too easy to make us hurt. Unfortunately, the relationship without the mask is not as straightforward as it feels. Inside the mask, envy grows, vanity takes root, lack of self-confidence becomes a habit. It gnaws at us and hurts us from the inside. It feels like it is ourselves, but it's not really authentic. It is just a lie we have made habit to believe in. When our lives become a gilded cage and our dress becomes a burden, we should remember that we were born naked. What this card tells us is that we live many times in the way people want us to live, and we allow it to happen. By using external cues like money, cars, and houses, we try to fit into society but lose who we are in the process. Your shadow prompt for today will be: what materialistic thing that you own, that you bought just so you could impress others? Take a look around you. Are those things that define you? Or are you just succumbing to the pressures of what society deems desirable so you can feel you can fit in? Contemplate on that and ask yourself for each item, what truly makes you happy? You can use the Grabovio code 3396815 that is used for self-understanding and self-love. If you want to know how to use Grabovio codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste.